Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome to Friday's market wrap up here at Top Gun Options. Man, what did I tell you? 24 hours. I said, what a difference a day is going to make. Look at this $13,000 swing in one of our portfolios, the weekly debrief portfolio from yesterday. I told you this was going to happen, that the Chinese were negotiating in public, and you hadn't heard from Trump or Navarro. And then as the day went on, and today, guess what? But real quick, you're not seeing this video on Facebook. Why? Because Facebook put me in jail again for 30 days. Why? I posted this picture of the whistleblower. And he's not a whistleblower. He's a treasonous piece of shit. He's not a whistleblower, folks. The whistleblower protection law doesn't apply to somebody who's committing treason, essentially. Other news organizations have posted this guy's identity. Worked for Joe Biden. He reached out to little Adam Schiff before the complaint was filed, which means Adam helped him write the complaint. And he's a Democratic mole. He's a CIA plant from Clapper, who's most likely going to end up in jail. Donald Trump Jr. also named this guy. But Facebook, nope. Deleted my account for 30 days for posting the alleged whistleblower's identity. There's the fascism in this country, folks. There is the interference in elections. Facebook, you are fascist, you're anti-free speech, and when the second Civil War comes, I know where we can start first. You guys are awful. Anyway, interesting. Iran is reporting that they shot down a foreign drone over Mashar, one of their southern ports, and haven't heard anything out of the DOD. Actually, the Pentagon says no reports of U.S. drone being shot down. So don't know if they're just lighting off bottle rockets, shooting at big birds. Don't know what's going on. But this is on the back burner, folks. Just because the media aren't covering this, it doesn't mean it's not happening, right? The folks, spinning centrifuges, aren't sent home just because our media isn't covering this stuff, right? As a matter of fact, on the anniversary of the seizure of our hostages, they announced that they not only are breaking the nuclear agreement that they have with Europe. Obviously, the president pulled out of our end of it, rightly so. But they said that they're enriching even more and faster, and we're going to get a nuke here, folks. This is just it's gonna be ugly. Now, let's get to, and this just happened moments ago, the president walking out to the helicopter saying, hey, there's no agreements on rolling back tariffs. I told you this yesterday, folks. The Chinese came out and said, oh, yeah, phase one, whatever it's called, we got agreements that, that they're going to not do the December tariffs and they're going to roll back some tariffs, and we'll probably do the same. I told you yesterday, folks, I threw on like 3 or 4 bearish trades as the market popped on that news yesterday, and because I knew this was going to happen. I said in our brief yesterday morning at 10 a.m., I said, hey, folks, you have not heard one word from Navarro or the president. And I went to do my mid-afternoon coffee break, got away from the screen, got my hair cut, sitting in the barber's chair. Breaking news, there is absolute violent disagreement in the administration on rolling back tariffs. And I said, I just sat there and watched as the market turned. And then this morning, like I just said, the president walking out to the helicopter said, I had no idea what the Chinese are talking about. They're negotiating in public. So here was the headline yesterday. Stocks, bond yields climb on signs of progress in U.S.-China trade talks. China, as I briefed you yesterday, does not, up until this date, has not spoken openly about anything in the negotiations, really. No details. So when they came out yesterday, or their Wednesday, whenever it was, Thursday, and said, oh, yeah, the Americans have agreed to this, I laughed. I jumped on my computer and immediately sold into the bullish pop on that. We did this live yesterday, folks. A lot of you are sitting here looking at massive one-day profits because of what we did yesterday. Look at that. This is today's gain in this portfolio. This is just one of our portfolios, $12,000 bucks, almost $13,000 in a day in gains, selling into that ridiculous pop yesterday. This has been like shooting fish in a barrel, folks. We had one of our best 27 years of doing this. This was my best month of trading in this clown car. So this is fantastic. I love this. So Navarro doubles down on trade trade deal report denial says only Trump can remove tariffs. And then that's what the president just said, walking out to the helicopter. This was the headline yesterday. So see how the day went out. Stocks climb on progress of U.S.-China trade talks. Ooh, China says tariffs will go, but U.S. doubts remain. This was later in the afternoon. And then, boom, here comes the nuclear weapon today with Navarro and Trump. This was some interesting stuff. China's top trade negotiator. We want Trump to get reelected. Here's what's funny, because the guy said, this guy, what you see is what you get. He's easy to read and the best choice for an opponent in negotiations. There is no games or something. Trump talks about material interest, not politics. Such an opponent is the best choice for negotiations. So obviously one of these trade talks, round number 8 or whatever it was, broke down when Lighthizer called back to the president from China and said, hey, man, they think Biden's going to win and you're going to get impeached. He said, oh, yeah, get on an airplane and come home. We'll show them. So I don't know if they're really changing their tune, that they want the president to get reelected, and are Democrats going to jump on this as an indication of foreign interference in our election. So there you go. Stocks climb on optimism. Stocks slip as trade hopes fade. So this was awesome. This is fantastic. I love doing this, folks. Stuff. This is I'm very passionate about this and teaching you guys how to do this. So hopefully everybody's having a freaking fantastic Friday based on yesterday. It was interesting. All the learning that occurred yesterday when I said, watch everything that's going on right now, folks. Not a word out of the United States, and China doing something they haven't done in 20 months. Which is kind of listing details that we agreed to, which is not good. So great, awesome, fantastic week. This is also another kind of big issue here, is where to sign the deal. Timing is this. We got a December 15th deadline. Are we going to increase tactics? Political optics. Trump wants it in Iowa. Seriously? The Chinese are going to fly to Iowa and sign it in front of a bunch of farmers? We've talked about this extensively, folks. The Chinese have laughed at the president's number of 40 to 50 billion a year in ag purchases. Why have they laughed? The biggest ag purchases they ever did were in 2013, and it was 29 billion. What are they going to double the size of the country and double their ag purchases? So this is where to seal the deal. And remember, folks, this is only a phase 1. Right? Remember, I predicted this when we were going on round, 15? I'm like, this is insane. As a negotiator, Trump, going in your 15th round of negotiations, so he probably went up to the whiteboard, erased it, and said, we're not calling them, this isn't, the next one ain't round 15. Let's call them phases now. That's why the Chinese are laughing, is because they're like, what the hell's, what phase are you talking about? The only thing we're signing is a trade deal, right? And the big issue on this fentanyl is another. It has nothing to do with trade, but they agreed with the whole fentanyl thing. I know that they put somebody on trial or hung somebody or whatever the hell they did as a show of good faith, but that's zero. It's a flood on a daily basis leaving China to this country. So absolutely comical. And I briefed you on this headline the other day: options trader abandoned hedges. A lot of folks are ditching puts and getting bullish. That's a canary in the coal mine, folks, that this thing is about to roll over. I do not see any reason to be bullish up here on trade. This is why, thank God, that we were going to put on some seasonal trades this week. This weekend's going to be a big weekend, folks. It's going to be, all the Sunday talk shows, there'll be some back and forth on trade. So very pivotal weekend to see if we can nail down, first of all, location, and second of all, an agreement on what the hell we're doing. China's saying we're rolling back tariffs, and the president's saying we're not. It's kind of a big deal, let alone the fact that there are still major sticking points, right? The Chinese stealing everything that's not nailed down in our country, their government support of their companies and their industries. I just don't see them ever doing anything that they say they're going to do, period. And as I've reminded you this week, this ain't about trade, folks. This is about strategic dominance and China becoming a world superpower, taking over Taiwan again, and cracking down on Hong Kong. So this trade show, while it's fun to trade and everything like that, is really a diversion from the bigger issues that face us and with China. And on the political front, this was great news today. This that looks like your typical career Democrat lady, right? this ambassador, the ex-ambassador, Ukrainian ambassador, contacted Democrat staff like right after the whistleblower thing. She testified under oath that she didn't. She committed perjury. So there's this impeachment thing. I think it's fantastic. I think it just like Obi-Wan Kenobi, you strike the president down, he's going to become even more powerful. Not one Republican voted for this impeachment witch hunt, and not one Republican in the Senate. Even Mitt Romney's starting to go, oh man, I kind of look like an idiot here. And that idiot from Maine, Susan Collins, and the other one, what's her name? Arizona, whatever. The three rhinos are starting to go, wow, this is ugly. And Democrats, folks, this is a farce. I want the president impeached, and here's why. When you impeach the president, he goes to trial. Guess what you do at trial? You get to call witnesses, and they put their hand on a Bible under penalty of perjury to testify. He will call Barack Hussein Obama. He will call Joe Biden. He will call Susan Rice. He will call Hillary Clinton. He will call Brennan Clapper and the adulterous FBI agents, to name a few. Do Democrats actually want to do this? I want the president to be impeached. Listen to me. I do. I want them to impeach the president so he can go on trial and bring all this stuff out. And oh, by the way, don't forget that Attorney General Barr, the U.S. Attorney from Connecticut, and the Inspector General's report, the Justice Department Inspector General's report, are getting ready to drop. There are 3 nuclear bombs getting ready to drop on the Democrats, and it's going to be timed perfectly right before the election. So do me a favor, Democrats, please keep doing what you're doing. You look fantastic. It's awesome. I can't wait. And the market could care less. I'll make this prediction here. Not only does Trump win re-election, the market has a rip your face off rally. If Elizabeth Warren is the nominee, the second that it looks like she's going to be the nominee, and it's going to be a Trump-Warren race, the market will implode until the election. And if she wins, we will be in a bear market. The market, if I remember sitting out back by my pool, 3 o'clock in the morning, seeing the futures implode. I'm like, that's a short. And then they ripped, and then what a great couple years of trading. I predicted that, and what was the S&P up 22% that year? Man, so she wins. The exact opposite will happen. The S&P 500 will be down 20% that year. Your taxes will go up, and your 401k will be cut in half. So again, fuck you, Facebook, you liberal pieces of shit, silencing speech, and you are interfering in an election. Twitter, same with you guys. I've lost 3 Twitter accounts. 3 Twitter accounts have been disabled because they didn't like what I had to say. There's the collusion, folks. It's anti-American. They say names. They call you, the fascist. They're actually, they do the things that we're anti-fascist. We're Antifa. No, you're actually fascist. The Affordable Care Act is actually unaffordable. Everything that Democrats and liberals do is the exact opposite. They can call it whatever, but they're doing the exact opposite. So fuck you, social media companies. You're part of the problem with this country, and we're coming after you. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your massive one-day profits that we saw here at Top Gun Options. Had a great day yesterday. I told you this was going to happen, and it did. I'm writing this one down. This one goes in the Wiz Nostradamus book of epic days. I told you, sell into yesterday's market pop for one day, massive, nice profits, and it worked. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll see you Monday.